very warm welcome from Trent Bridge on this morning. Just look at that blue sky. We've not seen any of that in the UK for a long, long time. England bowling first. West Indies winning the toss this morning in this final NatWest one-day international decider. Both teams are locked together. It was one each in the 2020s. It's one each in these one-day internationals. So we're in for a good game here. Weather is set fair, which is great news. And England have made two changes. Liam Plunkett comes back into the team at the expense of Ryan Sidebottom, and Monty Panesar is back in there instead of Michael Yardy. So it's England's team that played in the first one-day international at Lord's. West Indies are unchanged again. Shivnarine Chanderpaul passes another fitness test, takes his place at number 3, which will be a headache to England. But the thankful thing is that we've got cricket. Weather has been horrendous in the UK for quite some time, and you can tell there is a certain amount of sawdust on a wet outfield. We've got a start to time, which is really good news. Chris Gayle will open the batting for the West Indies and captain the side very well. West Indies team unchanged. Jimmy Anderson retains his place in the side, went for 78 in the last one-day international. Had a bit of a kerfuffle with Renarko Morton, which cost him a fair amount of money, 50% of his match fee. Chris Gayle winning the toss, batting first this morning. And all one-day internationals at Trent Bridge, the average score batting first, 244. The last 10 one-day internationals, the average score, 238. Very warm welcome to Michael Holding. We've got a bit of sunshine, Mikey.
Good morning, Bumbleace, and hello to all our viewers, wherever you may be. It certainly is a nice, bright, sunny day. Not as warm as that sun would imply, but I expect that it will get a lot warmer as the day wears on.
Beautiful shot through mid-off. First boundary for the West Indies.
Good shot again, over-pitched again. Same end result. Happy days for Devon Smith.
2 drives and no swing, full-length deliveries. It's a little bit chilly out there, although the sun is out. One drive straight through mid-off, and then this through extra cover. Gets in a good position there, Devon Smith. Single to finish the second over. West Indies 12 without loss. Another drive down the ground again. Devon Smith that looks to be in good touch.
Good shot again from Devon Smith. The ball isn't swinging. Well, so far at any rate. And once you pitch it that full, he's not going to be afraid to drive. Has always impressed with his driving, Devon Smith. But since he started playing for the West Indies junior teams under 19, had a fantastic tour of England at that level.
Gone. Drive again. England have been looking for that drive. Skews off an outside edge. Ian Bell with a catch at backward point. West Indies 1 down.
Not as full this time. Not quite as close to the pitch of the ball on this occasion, so he had no control there, Devon Smith. And the ball just came off the outer half of the bat. It doesn't have to be an edge. All it has to do is hit the outer edge. Good catch though. Goes for 16. Goes for 13 rather. It's 16 for 1.
West Indies are 1 down in the third over, and he's here again. Shivnarine Chanderpaul. England will be sick to the back teeth of him. How do they get him out? Drive again for Chris Gayle, and gets it through the offside. Drive again. Second slip has moved out into a short extra cover. You're so close in there. You've got to be inside that 15-yard catching area. Alistair Cook is in there. Is this in the air? Yes, it is. Straight at him. The catch goes down. It is a chance. Comes so hard. With a crunching shot through extra cover from Chris Gayle. Fifth boundary for the West Indies.
Although the ball isn't swinging, you still certainly have to make sure that the ball is pretty full when you're going to be driving, as Chris Gayle did there again. That was a very full delivery.
Driven again, same place, extra cover, nobody moves.
He's waiting on those, Chris Gayle. Again, that's a bit too full. Happy days for Chris Gayle, though. Look how full that is. Not much chance of the ball doing anything between where it pitches and where it hits the bat. It's still not really coming that far forward, Chris Gayle, but he doesn't have to if the ball isn't swinging.
West Indies going well, 31 for 1.
Well, that wasn't full. It induced a mistimed pull, really, from Shivnarine Chanderpaul. Monty Panesar doing the fielding. Panesar back in the side today, and a bit of fielding as usual, greeted with cheers here at Trent Bridge. Good to see him back. Smashed through the offside by Chris Gayle. Not a good start for Stuart Broad. 43 for 1. Bell at backward point. This is an issue for England because normally Paul Collingwood would be there. As captain, he doesn't feel that he can field in that position and see the game and talk to the bowlers. So Bell is fielding at backward point, and well, would Paul Collingwood have done any better?
Well, he's hardly got a hand on that, Michael, and it suggests to me that he's hardly seen it, because you normally get a better hand on it than that. Took a really good sharp catch to get rid of Devon Smith, and this time he's made a real hash of that.
Overs gone, 50 for 1. We're in the power play period, the second power play period. The first 10 overs leaked 48 runs and brought one wicket for England. Paul Collingwood had no hesitation in taking the second. Liam Plunkett now is back in the attack in place of James Anderson. He was expensive this morning, 3 overs for 21 and a little bit wayward. But he's got a change of ends now, coming from the Radcliffe Road end. Maybe that'll bring a change of fortune for him. I just want to go back to this issue of where Paul Collingwood is fielding, because he's not fielding at backward point because he's concerned that he can't captain from that angle, but he's fielding square the wicket anyway. He's at point. You see Ian Bell on the left of your screen at backward point. Paul Collingwood's only, what, 10 yards away, just in front of point. That's not that much difference, isn't it?
No, that's a good point you make. I'm trying to think why he would be there and not at point. The only possible explanation, certainly that I can come up with, is that maybe as the game unfolds, 5, 10, 15 overs time, he might then position himself at mid-off, because the ball's probably not going to come as often in that square of the wicket position. So he may be saying to Ian Bell, the England management might be saying to Ian Bell, you're going to be there for most of the game, so get used to it now. So rather than me go there now, and then as the game unfolds, me change position, and then you change position, let's have a go at you doing it all the time. That's the only thing I can come up with.
Well, it's no doubt that it's the most crucial position. Really, the last, what, 10, 15 years in one-day cricket, sides have put their best fielders at backward point. Think of Jonty Rhodes, think of Ricky Ponting, Paul Collingwood. Some other examples, I'm sure, because the ball seems to go in that area all the time. You want your most agile fielder, and somebody with a good pair of hands in that position, which Ian Bell generally is. Edged, wide of slip. It's a good area. It's the area we've talked about for Chanderpaul, making him drive through the offside, but there's only one slip in place.
England missed a big trick. Found it hard enough to get him out anyway all summer long. And again, I don't know if Owen Shah picked that up particularly well. Let's have another look at this. He sort of reacted quite late. You can't see in that shot, but he just didn't go, did he?
Good placement. It's beaten mid-off and extra cover, and he hits the ball hard. Beats that infield, it's always going to be full.
Well, I think this shot in many ways just shows how good a surface it is. Chris Gayle just stands and delivers. That's the gap. That much wrong with the delivery. Probably where he wanted to put it. It's a sort of ball that can be edged behind and through the slips. It can be caught cover, but this occasion, Chris Gayle up to the task, doing what he does rather well.
4 more. It's gone fine. Liam Plunkett is very wide at fine leg. Consecutive boundaries for Chris Gayle. This is a good start for the West Indies.
Well, might have been affected by the excellence of the shot before, because he's tried to straighten up his line. It's gone too straight. The pads. Pace and away for the easy boundary. So England losing their way a little bit.
That's nicely placed. That's going to go all the way. In the gap. Well placed shot.
He hasn't missed out on anything full today, Chris Gayle. He's missed a couple, but that one will bring up his 6,000 runs in one-day internationals. Well played, Chris Gayle. Good shot, and it's a good milestone to reach as well. Tall Jamaican batsman caressing that through extra cover for 4.
Well, 5 bowlers have been used: Anderson, Plunkett, Broad, Tanasan, Mascarenhas, and I think you're going to see another power play. Let's just check with the umpire. And there you go. Well, that is an immediate response to the power play. Okay, fine. Now go and fetch that. Shivran Chanderpaul, everyone associates him as being a dogged fighter. Yes, he is. And also be very aggressive. 100 against Australia of 69 deliveries. And no, Jimmy, it wasn't a one-day, was it?
It wasn't. It was a test match. There were quite a few shots like that played in that innings as well. England now strengthening the leg side field, bringing Peterson to mid-wicket.
This could be tight. It's a direct hit. The umpire have a look at my gut feeling. I think he might just have got there. Shivran, and ankle ligaments improve quickly.
Well, it's not very often that Chanderpaul gets his calling wrong where his getting out is concerned, but we'll have a closer look here. He's a long way home. Ankle ligaments or not, he was quick enough on the morning.
I'll go for not. Piece of fielding, but well judged run.
There we see Chanderpaul. Well, he's responding to it in his own way. It's a 6 for Chanderpaul, straight back over Panesar's head.
First 6 of the game. It's a good one. I said to you, he can be explosive. It's a 69th one-day international 6. It's about as straight as you can do it, Jimmy. Now, this could be a chance. It's high. Peterson's the man under it. And he takes it. And he takes an excellent catch. He made it look very, very easy. He called early. He took command. And no wonder his teammates are going over to him. That was a very difficult catch. Made look very easy.
Good fielding. England have done it. They've finally got Chanderpaul out. Chanderpaul going down on one knee, trying to scoop it over mid-wicket. He got height, he got no distance, and Peterson running backwards, taking it over his shoulder. One of the more difficult attempts at a catch in the game of cricket. And it accounts for this man, Chanderpaul, 33 of 47 deliveries. The West Indies now 93 for 2.
.94 matches. Can hit the ball a long way. Samuels. Got to get that average up a little bit as a specialist batsman. That's nicely driven down the ground. 4 from the moment it left the bat. 7th in the over. It's 103 for 2.
He's beginning to grow in confidence now, Marlon Samuels. I think he also is beginning to learn about batting, learning about putting an innings together. That last half century at Edgbaston certainly showed that. Spent a lot of time at the crease in partnership with Chanderpaul.
It's well bowled. He's got the man. Second wicket for Liam Plunkett. And that's a good wicket too, because Marlon Samuels was just starting to look as though his form was the right sort of form to take West Indies on here. They've played 2 gorgeous tries, but this has just brought that moment of indecision, which has cost Marlon Samuels his wicket.
Wasn't absolutely sure whether he should leave it or actually play it, and in the end all he has done is just open the face of the bat and let it slide off the face of the bat into the wicketkeeper's gloves. He knows that he has done something wrong there, Marlon Samuels. Can't do anything about it now, though. He goes for 9. It's 108 for 3.
Following on Mikey's theme of wickets in hand, well, I'm sure he personally would like a good finish to the series, as well as for his team, the team he's led in this NatWest series. So if he could double that, get to the 100 and beyond, that would put West Indies, I'm sure, in a strong position. Morton's capable, but hasn't done it yet in this year or in this series in one-day cricket. Bravo's a handy cricketer. Ramdin likewise. Those are the men that need to get the runs. Once you get below Ramdin, well, Dwayne Smith's always been one who... We have seen him make runs. When England toured the Caribbean in 2004, he made them in quantities and quickly. But since then, his batting has gone awry. Oh, yes. Now, changes in the bowling. Plunkett out of the attack, Mascarenas back into it. Start his 3rd over. Big, thick inside edge.
Tricky customer, Dimitri Mascarenas. No pace, but thinks a lot about what he's doing. Lots of variety in his bowling. Single brings up the 50 for Chris Gayle. All of 85 deliveries. It's not very often you see Chris Gayle take that many deliveries to get a half century in one-day games. I think he recognises, though, how important it is for him to stay there, especially now that Shivnarine Chanderpaul is back in the pavilion. It'll be the first time in many, many games that they'll be batting all of 30 overs with Shivnarine Chanderpaul having absolutely no input.
Dropped him. You can tell that by the reactions of all around there. Matt Prior will be kicking himself.
Heard a little sound myself. Definitely on edge. Look at that head, how it flashes around quickly to see what has happened to the ball.
Over the top and handsomely struck. Ricocheting into the crowd there at long on. Nice footwork from Morton, nice striking from Morton. His first boundary of the innings.
Getting close enough to the pitch of the ball so that he can hit through the onside. It's not spinning, and he knew that mid-on was up, mid-off is a man that's deep.
Very powerfully struck. It's brought a good stop on the boundary. Alistair Cook, the man out on that cover boundary. But again, just proving where Chris Gale's strength is. Finds the gap in the infield, times it nicely. And Alistair Cook had to move quickly over the ground first and then quickly down to the ground second. Another change of pace from Mascarenhas. That's what he does day in, day out for Hampshire. Very consistent in one-day cricket for his county, but using the change of pace, because he has no great pace to start with, so his average will be 70, 72, 73, somewhere around there. No, well bowled. Wow. Well, it's too good for everyone. Ends up as byes. Batsman had no idea, keeper had no chance. Seems ironic that it's a cracking delivery which has come back in, is brushed off the top of the thigh pad there.
Hit hard down the ground, just gentle medium pace. Renako Morton on the front foot.
And Morton with the treatment. Partnership is 35 from 49 deliveries. Strong shot down the ground. He'll change, I would think.
It's been just about 10 overs since the last boundary for the West Indies, but they're still managing to keep that run rate up. 8 runs coming from the last over. Not quite up to mark with what they did at Edgbaston. Last 10 overs, remember, they got 102 runs, 10 runs per over. First 2 overs of these last 10, they have scored 14. Liam Plunkett is back. He just has 2 overs to go in this 10 overs spell.
Just watching Chris Gale bat, Mikey, in this innings, almost as if he's in his mind said 230, I've got to get to 230 first. I'm just wondering if he feels that's enough on this surface. He's certainly battled within himself, hasn't he? Strike rate's well down on his career, almost 20 runs per 100 balls down on his career average.
As well struck. Renako Morton is looking for 2, not too sure Gale, well, good fielding down there. If he had managed to stay on his feet, I'm not too sure if Gale would have been able to get back for the second run, but he had a lot of work to do. Short broad.
It's the scrum half. Make sure you throw it to the player, not over his head.
That's gone behind square, that's 4.
It's unorthodox. The umpire was having a little snooze at square leg. He soon got woken up.
That's the length that you want with bowling. You certainly don't want with bowling a length where the man can be pulling you behind square.
Just wonder though, Mikey, at this end, there's never a great believer in trying to get the same ball right up there all the time. I think the batsmen set themselves. You've got to vary your pace a little bit, maybe the length occasionally. The one that went for 4 was a bit of a heave-o and got away with it. If you allow the batsmen to set themselves up, you don't get it quite right. Very costly.
That's down to long off. Wide of short Broad, and he gets 4, Chris Gayle. That's just the power of the man. That's his first boundary since over number 17.
One of those you're quite pleased you sat in the commentary box and not the man deep mid off. It's hit hard and flat, and it's bouncing just in front of you on that matting. You have to back the ball all the way here. That's out the middle of the bat.
But he wasn't going to be running, was he? Simple caught and bowled. Simple caught and bowled.
Just looking to turn it away on the wrong side. Is it a leading edge, or does he just get there too soon? But it's a big wicket for England. Almost changes his mind. Ends up the simplest of return catches. Scale goes patient 82 from 126 balls to 193 for 4.
Chris Gayle having been dismissed in over number 42, you certainly don't need other batsman that was there, Renako Morton, to be dismissed shortly after that. He has to spend some time at the crease now, allow the new batsman to settle in. That's behind square, and that will go all the way for 4.
Flicked away. Nicely timed. Favours the onside.
Well, they're coming back for the second run. This is good running if he makes it. And he does, I think. They'll ask the third umpire, the television replay umpire, to have a look, but I think Morton is home.
No, I think if the first throw had gone to the keeper, he would have struggled. It comes here, Collingwood has to gather it and then get away. No, I think Morton can make his ground quite comfortably, which he does. If the first throw had been straight to the keeper's end, he'd have had no chance.
And as usual, whenever the wicketkeeper has to take the ball and then remove the bails, there's enough time for that bat to just slip over the line. A few groans in the crowd.
Where he's positioned, or indeed the man at square leg on the boundary. That was fearsomely hit from Morton. Brings up a well-deserved 50. 51 of just 71. 6th one-day 50, and my word, he's played a really good hand here in support of Chris Gayle in the middle overs. Is he going to go on? When he plays, he looks to bat on ball and strike the ball well. 63 is quite low. And we see again, fearsomely hit. Well, it's take 2. It's quite the same delivery from Stuart Broad, but the same result. And that day has just got a little bit worse for him. It's a massive hit. That's where he hits him, straight down the ground. Fantastic strike. Stuart Broad trying to do the right thing, trying to get it out there full and straight. Well, Renako Morton, that's the answer.
Still looking for the ball here at Trent Bridge. Gone behind the row of seats. Morton, a little bit like Samuels, making sure that his front foot was out of the way. Got it right in the hitting zone. Went straight through. He's a strong man. He's got a big bat, and that's the end result. His first 6 takes him into his 60s. 63 now from 75 deliveries, Runarko Morton.
Well, more boundaries with the wind. Intelligent batting from Bravo. West Indies moving on nicely, 235 for 4. On now at the Ratcliffe Road end. 6 overs for 32 so far. He's going to try and stop momentum, but he hasn't. That delivery, shortish ball, no real pace. It looked like a slow ball, 59 miles an hour, taking the pace off, but all Morton managed to do was use whatever pace was there and there we go, the slow ball, the leg cutter, and just picks it early and picks it through the leg side. Shah's had a torrid time out there. It is just fairly short boundary. The wind is going that way, so it is travelling very quickly. Should Owe Shah have done a little bit better here? Swiveled away. Did Shah make the ground? He made the ground. That is a brilliant shot. It appears to have got 4 runs, but it deserves 6, and it nearly went all the way. It's a long boundary out there on the offside. James Anderson, well, he gets most of it right. Great connection. Well, this time, just that little bit of width offered from Broad. Bravo fairly seizes upon it over cover point.
It was a really good shot. Bravo actually got it behind square on the offside, got underneath it and scooped it up and over the man at backward point, Mascarenas. So just a little bit too much room being offered at the minute from Stuart Broad.
It's difficult for the bowlers, Jimmy. You mentioned earlier, a really good point you mentioned was that he favours the leg side. And now England have probably worked that out, done their analysis, done their... Coach Peter Moores has probably said, keep it out there on the offside, force him to hit the offside. That's what he's doing, and he's doing it really effectively too. Well, it looks like there might be a change of line. Third man comes up. Deep mid-wicket goes out. I suspect now Broad will be under orders to bowl a bit straighter. He's got cover on the leg side. Well, what's going on here? Well, I'm going to have to take a breath. Well, Bravo does well to survive this to start with. Could have been really dangerous. Unintentional, I'm sure. Ball for Brian Jerling signalled. And then there could have been a run out. More woe for Broad and more woe for England. Whatever he is trying currently is not working.
Well, he's going to earn his stripes as a captain today, Paul Collingwood. He has a lot to think about. Bravo moving across the stumps, taking it from off stump, whipping it behind square. Monty Panesar, the man at short fine leg, was comfortably beaten as it went a few yards to his left. He was never going to stop that one. So it's good batting from Bravo. He moves on to 35 from 19.
Exuberant shot, back foot, very Caribbean shot, I would say, Jimmy.
goes across to meet it. He makes sure that he gets enough bottom hand to easily clear the man at cover. Be too much height, it came down and just stopped. Shows the soft nature of the outfield. And he's bowled him. Jimmy Anderson, he has a last laugh. He has bowled Dwayne Bravo, and it looks as if it might have been an inside edge.
Energetic innings from Bravo ends. Done a really, really good job for his team. He's got his innings going, he's got Morton going. And now he's going. Anderson did really well at Lords, did a really good job for England there. Struggled at Edgbaston, back in the game now. 42 for Bravo off 24 balls. Still he's 285 for 5. Dwayne Smith just gets the one ball to face, not an easy situation. Strike rate of 100. Only needs one ball. And he gets a boundary. Momentum continued. Dwayne Smith does his role, does his bit. All you can possibly ask at this stage of an innings, alongside Marco Morton. 82 off 89 balls. England have got a really tough chase, 45 or so minutes. Chris Gayle, 82 of 126, took his time, but got his innings going really well, along with Morton. Really set up this target, this very imposing target of 289 for 5. Dwayne Bravo, 42 of 24, real acceleration at the latter end of the innings.
Well, for England, I think the best bowler for me was Jimmy Anderson at the top. 2 wickets for 51 for him, 3 wickets for Plunkett from his 10. Stuart Broad a bit expensive, 9 overs for 71. Panesar only used for the 6 overs, didn't bowl that badly. Mascarenas bowled tight as he did a few days ago at Edgbaston, 8 overs for 28. Collingwood, he chipped in with 7 for 41 runs.
So the West Indies have thrown the gauntlet down, the last game in the series. Winner takes all. England need 290 to win.
Matt Pryor, Alistair Cook. We want to get England off to a good start. Five matches to his name, including this game. Average of 32. So very much start of his one-day international career. Got off to a flyer into the Test arena. England need him to get off to a flyer today. They've talked about using the first power plays and taking the attack to the opposition. Well, they're going to have to do it today. Darren Powell with man to start proceedings. Pavilion end. 4.61 is economy rate. Strike rate of a wicket every 46 deliveries. Nick Knight sat alongside me. Nick, it's a big ask, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's going to be a tough task, and a few new faces. A couple of them out there right now, Alistair Cook and Matt Pryor. Not going to be easy. I expect Peter Moores and the England team will have had a brief chat about how they're going to approach this. Now, Matt Pryor probably will have been fairly central in that chat. What's his role? Call him the aggressor. I expect him to settle in for a little bit, and then I expect his job is to then push it along in the second part of the second part of the 10 overs.
Well, that's the kind of start you want. Short and wide and put away. Up and over, backward point.
Well, yes, please. If you're Alistair Cook, he'll feed on this all day. Wide, as you say, Ian. Just needed a connection, needed some bat speed, and he had that. It's going to fly away. I'm going to say many times during my commentary stint, that's the way to go with the wind. It's a strong wind. Will take the ball away to the left-hander's offside. It's important to use that wind. I thought the West Indies were brilliant, Ian. Yes, I suppose we have to be critical of England and the consistency of bowling line and length and the Yorkers and the variations.
And dare I say the fielding?
And the fielding, yeah, the fielding I think will be as much of a worry for Peter Moores and the management right now, because it wasn't as good as it has been, and it's a youngish side, and that'll be an area that they'll be working really hard to improve quickly.
There it is. That's the breakthrough. Went after the wider ball, outside edge. England have lost their first wicket. Pryor. Straightforward catch to Ramdin.
Well, almost like a nervous push, really. It was short enough, it was wide enough, and it was just a little fend. It was a nothing kind of shot, really. 2 slips in the gully in. That's the result. Vital early wicket for Darren Powell on the West Indies. Right on top. England 6 for 1.
Ian Bell, England's number 3. A lot earlier than he'd have liked. Average of just over 35 in his 47 matches. Hasn't got to 100 yet. Number 3. One-day cricket. Got to convert some of those 50s into 3 figures. Not a bad first ball to get. A wry look from the bowler. Michael Norton batted well, now he's fielding well. Good start for the West Indies. England 8 for 1 from 4 overs. Oh, that's nicely timed. You don't need to run for that. That's 4. And run to left the bat. Bravo unable to get a hand to it. Mr. Cook, nicely timed.
Powell's last over was a maiden. So this over goes for 4. The diving effort not quite enough. Morecambe runs for Alistair Cook and England.
It's another boundary. Run for that time.
Butchers are back. If you missed them at Edgbaston, changed the coats, dark coat today.
Lovely shot though, just timed through there. Four from the moment it left the bat. Butchers.
Won't keep climbing. Alistair Cook continues to play exquisite shots like that. Using the pace far too straight on this occasion from Rampal.
Appeal down the leg side. I'm not sure everything's in sync there for the West Indies. The wicket-keeper's gone up and then the ball has responded as well. They're not exactly in unison. And he just caught some clothing down the leg side. Let's see. Yeah, I think it just comes off his shirt.
Rampal has struggled with his line a little bit, giving the left-handed Cook a few boundaries from balls on leg stump.
Appeal for LBW this time. Also turned down.
Having a bit of bother, Bell. Ball coming back off the seam. Could have been just a little bit high. He was adjudged LBW in the previous game, and it was shown to have been just a little bit high.
Gone. Cook slapped it to backward point, can't believe it. Smith is a catcher. Look at the West Indies, England 2 down. What a good catch this is.
Well, you feel unlucky when you get out to a shot like that. He absolutely middled it, Cook, but he middled it to the wrong man. One of the best fielders in West Indies cricket at this point in time. It was in the air long enough for Dwayne Smith to get those hands underneath it, and Powell, he's extremely happy. So Cook getting another start, not carrying on. He goes for 18. England in a bit of trouble, 29 for 2.
West Indies in charge and bossing this game. New batsman Kevin Peterson due a score. Don't back against it either. West Indies impressive again today, winning the toss, batting first. 289 for 5. Excellent innings that from the West Indies. Assured innings. England 2 down, 29 for 2. Powell 4.3 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 16. Good start over everybody's head. 4. Plenty going on the middle. Kevin Peterson new to the crease. West Indies chirping like you wouldn't believe. This is new for me from the West Indies. They were silent assassins in the past and said nothing. Well, they're chipping away. Peterson, they're having a real go.
Well, there's a lot that's been happening between Peterson and the West Indies ever since the start of this series. It's continuing here. What is also happening is that Powell is bowling pretty quickly.
In the air, gone, gone, gone! What a wicket, what a celebration this'll be! Had a real go at Peterson first ball. Peterson flashes. What a catch, look at this!
Well, look at the celebration. Look at the West Indies celebrate the back of that man. They know how important this wicket is. Powell, a bumper, the previous delivery. Good line, good length there. Devon Smith coming across, a bit of a juggle. He gets it, he holds it. And it's all celebration. It's all the West Indies. England, well, they've lost another one. 33 for 3.
.33 for 3, always sharp. Next in. England in bother. Terrific shot. Standing admire.
Well, this is out of the top draw from Ian Bell. It's not an easy shot to play. We look at the face of Bell's bat as he punches it through mid-on, the full face of the bat pointing in the direction of where he hit that delivery. Good balance, head over the shot. Didn't need a follow-through, he timed it so well.
Slammed away, all the way. Nothing to say now.
Well, this is great cricket. This is very, very good cricket. Entertaining, an attacking, aggressive fast bowler, bowling fast. And he's run into a man who's capable of playing shots like that. It wasn't that short, but it was short enough. Saw it early and smoked it in front of square.
Into the offside, through the offside. Makes the boundary.
Doesn't look too happy with the effort, Ravi Rampal. One of the better fielders at backward point. Smith electing not to dive with this delivery going past him to his right. He just didn't get down in time, and it was so well timed from Shah. One of the shorter boundaries as well, behind point on the offside for away Shah.
That'll be 4. Flipped into the leg side. England move on to 59 for 3.
beaten short fine leg. A couple of times Dwayne Smith has just drifted down the leg side, which is dangerous with a fine leg up, and this time Ian Bell has made him pay. Gone. Ian Bell driving. It wasn't a half volley, and he could only get a thick outside edge to backward point, where Dwayne Smith has taken another good low catch, and the West Indies have their fourth.
Well, for Dwayne Smith, that was simple. He's such a good player that you wouldn't have expected this to create too many problems for him. Similar dismissal to the one that got rid of Devon Smith. One of those balls that wasn't quite there for the drive. And of course, because of that, not enough bat on the ball. Like, just peels off to the man at backward point. And especially with the pace that Fidel Edwards has, just creates more problems. Bell goes to 27. West Indies really on top now. It's 7-2 for 4.
England sliding deeper into trouble. 4 down now for just 72. Needing a further 218. And the West Indies are putting England under the most enormous pressure with good, skillful fast bowling, excellent fielding, taking their catches.
And Fidel Edwards joins the party. Good pace. And what he has done on this tour, Fidel Edwards, along with his pace, is developed a great deal of control.
Top edge, fine leg is up, so Owais Shah will get away with it. It was deliberately played, although he was looking for the middle of the bat rather than the top edge, but he knew the man was up and figured that the risk was worth taking. And again, he's looking for that area over short fine leg, and successfully this time gets it to the rope, and maybe there might be a change of strategy here from Dwayne Smith and Chris Gale. Fine, that short fine leg is the area that Owais Shah is looking to hit the ball. Edged over the slips. It's gone quickly because Fidel Edwards bowling around about 90 miles an hour. That ball has whistled to the boundary.
Well, when you're bowling that fast, you will pay for things like that. That's to be expected. All you've got to do is get a bit of bat on it, just enough to take it over the slip cordon. Fidel Edwards there, just taking his left arm out of the way to make sure when Collingwood is passing, there's no body contact.
Well, it can be an expensive thing, that old body contact.
You're in, matey!
Did well, 2 people backing up, and that's good. Just going back to that fine handed out, I did think that was classic ICC. Go in like a ton of bricks, a sledgehammer to crack open a nut on a tiny little matter. And it's the same match referee, Mike Proctor, who was there, of course, on the Darrell Hare day at the Oval when the big issues happen. ICC officials sometimes like rabbits in a headlight. .20 gone, 84 for 4.
That's a good shot. Perfectly placed. All on the ground. Very, very nicely played indeed.
There's half volley, but it's still going to be put away. It's there to drive. Collingwood doesn't need a second invitation for that one. Through the gap. Bit of width as well.
It's a good shot. Very firmly struck. Very straight. Well, that's the way he's going to get it too. Aiming through mid-wicket, pick up the boundary to find third man. So, yeah, England got what they wanted. Frustration for Smith. He did wrong here.
Set a feel for that. Anyway, you can stop that. Just have the first slip in. He might well have gone over him.
Well, that single takes Paul Collingwood to 28 for the innings and to 3,000 runs in one-day internationals in his career to date. So another landmark for him. Getting to that mark in his 124th one-day international.
He's a single. Chandra Paul is right back on the edge, and that is a half century for Owe Shah. His third one-day international half century. 142 for 4.
50 from 63 deliveries, 4 fours, 1 6. England require 148 from 120 deliveries. Mascarenas is the next man in.
Well, that's interesting. Not too sure what view they will take of that, but that ball seemed to hit the glove. Well, perhaps it hit the shoulder as well. Owe Shah was quick to put hand to shoulder, and there's nothing wrong with that if the ball hit the shoulder. But I think you will find a bit of glove involved here as well. Glove first. Shoulder, possibly. But definitely glove first. And that's another wicket for the West Indies. They needed that one.
Talked about not making a mistake. That's a big mistake from Shah, who's gone for 51 from 66 deliveries. England in big trouble. 144 for 5.
So it's Dimitri Mascarenas who comes to the crease now for England at number 7. Just his third game. Hasn't had too many opportunities to get runs yet. Scores of 3 and 2 in the first 2 games. He's off the mark immediately. Not quite where he would have liked, but it's a run nonetheless. Bowled him. That is what Dwayne Bravo is famous for, taking wickets, and that's a big wicket.
Well, there's a mistake by England, and it'll be proving very, very costly. It's Paul Collingwood, captain of the team, main batsman left. He's gone for 44. Excellent piece of bowling again. Inside edge, onto thigh pad, onto the stumps. It's that rattle that every batsman dreads, and you look ruefully at the demolished stumps. Collingwood leaves the arena, 44, 162 for 6.
Well, England certainly didn't need to be losing that wicket just now. It's Liam Plunkett coming in at number 8. Bravo just cannot be kept out of this game. A wicket and the 4 runs from the over, 162 for 6. Thought that might be the case. Fidel Edwards coming into the attack from the pavilion end after Dwayne Smith finished his 10 overs. Good opportunity for him to take another wicket or 2. He certainly has made a vast difference to this West Indies bowling lineup since his inclusion. First 5 overs came from the Radcliffe Road end. See if he can hit the same line and the length and muster the same sort of pace from this pavilion end. Caught, what a catch! Chris Gale at slip.
It's a brilliant catch, instinctive catch. The team are thrilled, spectators ecstatic. He's controlled the game from start to finish, winning the toss, batting first. He controlled the game as a batsman. He's been on top of things in the field, and then this. Oh, it's a stunner. Oh, it sticks in there, left-handed, and he's off. I've never seen him move as quickly. Edwards cleans another one up. Mascarenas for 5. It's 162 for 7.
Well, the wickets just keep on falling when England certainly couldn't afford to be losing wickets with the required rate going above 8 runs and over. Stuart Broad comes in now at number 9. Again, he's no slouch of the bat, but I don't think that they would really expect himself and Liam Plunkett to be scoring at runs at 8 runs and over off these last 15 overs or so. Here's Fidel Edwards, 2 wickets now to his name.
Two steps back in this game for England. West Indies have been on top from start to finish. Edwards with that extra pace. What a terrific catch.
Straight to the man, good catch coming in. Marlon Samuels at deep backward square has taken an excellent catch. The West Indies fielding today has been outstanding, and they're on the verge of wrapping this game up.
Well, the West Indies deserve every bit of success they're getting. They have fielded brilliantly, had energy, desire in the field. They've been up for this game. They wanted to win this game. You can see the way they've played it. It's another just a really good example. Good energy. Really good catch from Marlon Samuels. He's had a good series, both with the bat and now in the field. So's that man there, Fidel Edwards. Can't keep him out of the game. Another 3 wickets to add to his 5. England really struggling now. 168 for 8.
Monty Panesar at number 10 won't be on strike because the batsman crossed as the ball was in the air, flying out to Marlon Samuels. So Stuart Broad facing, getting a working over from Fidel Edwards. It's an area where, talk about the batting before, this is an area where the West Indies have been much stronger than England as well. They've got cutting edge with the ball. They look like taking wickets. This is just the last of them, the 8th. Brilliantly caught by Marlon Samuels, running in, diving forward, never easy diving forward. Edged and gone. Gale the man, safe hands at first slip. Broad goes.
You can't keep it. Look at that celebration. It's great to see from a West Indian perspective, from a cricket perspective. West Indies is, well, maybe not back, but certainly improving. Chris Gale takes another good catch. England are almost down and out. The West Indies and Darren Powell, 4 for 31 now for him. Comfortable catch this time for Gale. England 171 for 9.
Oh, it's over slips. Fidel Edwards is down on his knees. He can't believe it. Genuine edge that has flown high and wide over the slips for 4.
And the West Indies can have as many slips as they like. None of them are going to catch this. Lucky for Edwards, he's bowled well again. Seeking his 4th wicket. Wasn't to be on this occasion.
Driven down the ground. Probably one of the biggest roars of the day. 291 for 9.
Well, Panesar enjoying what is still a pretty good wicket to bat on. Powell electing to go off the short run, serving up something that Panesar was quite happy to take advantage of. Takes him into double figures. Panesar moves him to 12. Just 16 deliveries.
Big shout, and well, Benson, that will do. The West Indies have won. They've bounced back. They've had a poor summer, but these last 3 one-dayers, it'll be a much sweeter journey home now.
It certainly will be. They're absolutely ecstatic, the West Indies. A lot of supporters here and around the world would be very happy as well. A group of men who've been put under the cosh since they've come up. They've had pretty poor results in the Test series, and they've fought back, and they've done brilliantly.
Story then of England. They're batting in this 3rd one-day international at Trent Bridge, the last of the NatWest series. Cook got 18, Pryor just 1, Bell 27, Peterson out for naught, just 2 balls he survived. Oh, Shah, he's had a good series. One of the few highlights for England, 51 from 66. Paul Collingwood played well for his 44, but the rest, as they say, is history. It's 196 all out from 44.2 overs.
Well, for the West Indies, the man at the top who's done pretty well throughout this series, another good haul for Darren Powell, 4 for 40 from his 10, supported by Rampal getting the last wicket. Smith bowled his 10 straight through, went for a bit, but got the job done. Fidel Edwards fast as usual and rewarded with 3 wickets, and the last wicket going to Bravo. Gale, just the 2 overs required today.
So, the match summary of this 3rd and final NatWest series. Just 3 games in this, the West Indies taking the series. West Indies made 289 for 5. Morton 82 not out, Gale 82, Bravo a brisk 42. Plunkett picked up 3 wickets, 2 for Anderson, and England, in reply, were really blown away at the top by Darren Powell, who picked up 3 quick wickets. They went for 196, the honours to the West Indies. The West Indies won this match by 93 runs and win the NatWest series 2-1.